In my town, people used to joke that the library was quieter at night because only ghosts showed up until the night. The librarian asked me why I knew the emergency closing procedure better than she did. I was standing on a chair, resetting the breaker, when she asked how old I was. I said 16. She laughed and said, "You act older." I said, "Someone has to." She asked why I was there so late, and I said my brother needed the internet for his homework. She asked where my parents were, and I said, "Working." She asked which shift, and I said all of them. She asked who makes dinner when they are gone, and I said I do. Who signs his school forms? I do. Who meets the teachers? I do. Who stays up when he has asthma attacks? I do. She stopped smiling and asked how long this has been happening. I said, since the fire 2 years ago when my dad left town for work and never came back, and my mom started sleeping. During the day, she asked who makes sure you sleep, and I didn't answer. She asked, when was the last time you missed school? And I said, never, because he needs breakfast. She asked, what happens if you get sick? And I said, I wait until he sleeps. She said, that's not normal. And I said, it works. She said, you shouldn't be here alone this late. And I said, the lights at home shut off at 9. She asked, why? And I said, unpaid bills. She asked, who pays them? And I said, I remind my mom. She asked, what happens if you stop? And I said, everything goes dark. She quietly closed the library and walked me outside. She asked, where are you going now? And I said, home. Someone has to wake him up in the morning. And as I walked away, she whispered, you should be a kid. And I thought, maybe once, a long time ago, I was